Pragg is now going to play Magnus Carlsen at 10 years old in our Champions Challenge. Is this a challenge you're a little bit nervous about, or are you looking forward to it, Pragg?
It's going to be a tough one, definitely. With only 2 minutes, I don't think I have so many chances.
And obviously, being a young player, you grew up with computers, right, and playing chess online. Has that been a big part of, have you been training with chess?
Yeah, I think I mostly played online in this lockdown. Before that, I was playing sometimes, but not really seriously. In this lockdown, there's a lot of tournaments, so in the lockdown only, I especially played in online.
Yeah, and would you say, because obviously in this challenge, playing fast is very important, would you say over those 2 years with lockdown playing a lot online, that you improved a lot, like your mouse skills and online playing?
I think it definitely has improved, but not too much, I think. I'm still not too good in online chess.
All right. Now, you faced Magnus already quite a few times in real life. When did you, or have you studied any of his games from when he was 10 years old? Do you know anything about his style back then?
No. Mostly I watched his game after he became a GM.
Yeah.
Like, I think that's where he played very strong games. So that's the games I studied.
All right. Now, Pragg at 10 years old, when you were 10 years old, what was your life like back then?
Yeah, I became an international master at the age of 10.
The youngest at the time?
Yeah. I was decently strong and it was good.
Yeah. Was your life mostly all about chess already at 10 years old, or did you have other things you like to do as well?
Yeah, I think it was mostly about chess. After I became IM, it was like full about chess because I tried to become a youngest Grandmaster, but I missed it. During that time, I played a lot of tournaments.
And what was your style back then the same as your chess style now, or have you changed it a little bit?
Back then, I was mostly playing for tactics, tricks.
Yeah.
And now maybe I'm more of trying to play universal.
Yeah. And so playing Magnus at 10 years old now, he also has some of those tricks and some weird moves sometimes. What will be your strategy in this challenge?
Not to lose on time.
Play fast?
Yeah, just to play fast and last as many moves as I can.
All right. Are you ready for the challenge?
Yeah.
All right, so here we go. Pragg, he will have 2 minutes on the clock, and the goal, being a Grandmaster, is to win the game in as few moves as possible. But if he loses on the clock or is checkmated by Magnus, the goal is to last as many moves as possible. So if you're ready, Pragg, go ahead.
Yeah.
Make your first move. This is the Champions Challenge. And here we go.
Our moves are coming very fast.
It's super fast. And what kind of opening are you going for here?
Yeah, I'm just going for London and just trying to play solid.
London, is that a good idea, David?
Yeah, a great idea. The London system, one of Ivanka's favourites, and yeah, it means you get a nice, solid position early on.
Yeah.
Magnus now trying to poach that white dark square bishop, and Pragg's queen coming out, creating some threats. Looks very sensible by both sides so far.
Certainly does.
I'm trying to play very solid, yeah.
Yeah, the great thing about the London system is that you don't have to think too hard about your opening moves. You know, the bishop comes out to its regular square, so does the queen, so does the knight, and you play in a very classical way. And now, because the pawn centre is locked down, I'm sure we're going to be looking at some fireworks later on in the centre. And they're happening right now.
Yeah, and Pragg playing pretty fast so far.
Yeah.
Still with over 1.5 minutes on his clock. And he's opening
safe.
things up. Yep, king safe. What will Magnus do with his king? Okay, first trading a set of pieces.
Is that a good idea at this point, to get some pieces off the board?
I think it's a decent idea. Endgames was maybe one of Magnus age 10, one of his weaknesses. We've seen tactics, tricks be his strength. So, okay, exchange is useful in general.
How good would you say that you are in endgames, Pragg? Is that one of your favorite parts of the chess game?
When I was 10, I was definitely not a great at it.
You just saw Magnus just drop a piece.
Yeah.
Oh,
Pragg
has he
is-
blundered?
Yeah.
Magnus has indeed blundered. He just left his bishop under fire. And, okay, Pragg is a whole knight up right now. This one, 1 minute 15, it should be enough, but Magnus will come with the tricks. He'll come with some attack on the dark squares. Still some work to be done.
All right. Are you feeling good about the game now, Pragg?
Not really.
Why is that?
I feel I'm going to blunder somewhere. Yeah, because there is a lot of tricks here and with less time, it's quite hard.
It's very critical on the clock. Only 2 minutes in these games, no increment. 1 minute and 6 seconds left for Pragg to beat Magnus, 10 years old.
And the main thing to watch out for is those dark squares. That's where Black's queen sits. Okay, she retreats. Pragg, you must be feeling happy about that. Now, okay, nice safe king in the corner for White. Doubling up the rooks. This is looking good.
Certainly good, looking good. And like you say, Magnus making some very strange decisions. And well, the rooks, they're powering down the E-line. And I think Praggnanandhaa is in full control.
Yeah, and 1 minute still on the clock. Just under 1 minute now. It should be enough. White's knight rerouting itself. Okay, first stepping forward with the queen. Okay, everything protected though. This is still perfect play from Pragg.
And all that Pragg needs to do is start mobilizing the pieces that aren't working and start putting pressure.
Yeah, and one thing I did learn a few years ago when Pragg was 12, when he beat me, is that he has great technique. So hopefully that technique comes in play here as well.
Yeah.
And White's rook doing a good job attacking stuff. And more trades, that's only going to help Pragg.
Yeah, but there is one kind of big thing in Magnus's position. He's got a pass pawn, he's got a runner.
So as long as Pragg keeps an eye on that black c-pawn, it should be fine.
And super focused, Pragg. Do you think 47 seconds, is it enough to win this game against Magnus?
Let's see. I'm not so sure still.
It's going to be close. I think the clock is the main obstacle here. Okay, and just trading things off now. Okay, it's still very good for White. White with a bishop and knight for a black rook. Also, this white pawn very strong. 38 seconds. Is it going to be enough?
Now white pawn is running.
It is running 2 squares from its final destination, and Pragg really wants to push that one through.
30 seconds. Is it enough for Pragg to beat Magnus, 10 years old?
Still a dominant position for White, but it's going to be difficult.
be
Still a
enough,
long way to
actually.
go to win this one.
And look
28
how,
seconds.
Look how Magnus is playing. You know, he's taking as much space as possible with his pawns. And okay,
Yeah, challenging those pawns now, improving the white king. Great technique still. And still should be winning, but it's not easy. Will take a lot more time maybe to win this position. 20 seconds now.
And it's a ruthless challenge because if clock ticks down, you do lose as well, even if your position is better.
I don't think I'm gonna win this. Okay, I blended.
We'll check, and one of the white pieces
Now it's
drops
time to just play first and
Yeah, and remember, if you lose, as many moves as possible
Okay.
is the goal.
oh no, and a second blunder happens on the board, and Pragg has lost his bishop.
And just getting those moves out.
It's all about the time, though. If Pragg had 30 seconds more, 1 minute more, he would have won this game. But yeah,
Okay.
Magnus now just ruthless, and there we go, checkmate.
So how many moves did I
So if you press continue, Pragg, we're going to see how many moves.
78.
78 moves. That is very good, though. How do you feel about the game?
Yeah, I was winning, but okay, it's hard to play with 2 minutes only.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And did
Probably
you-
with more time, it would have been easy to convert.
Yeah. What happened in the end there? Were you trying to impose some tricks, trying to speed it up so that you could get
maybe
that
I
win?
shouldn't have exchanged the queens and kept the queens.
Ah.
Then try for some tricks, yeah. Because with less time exchanging queens to take even longer.
Yeah. But Pragg, we know that you know all about what it's like to actually beat Magnus Carlsen. In real life, you did so in a previous tournament in the Meltwater Champions Chess Tour. And the goal, of course, most important, is to beat him in the Oslo Esports Cup. So what's going to be your tactics in the real tournament?
Yeah, let's see how the tournament goes. And I don't have any strategies till now, so we'll see.
All right. Well, good job in the challenge. 78 moves. That's impressive by Pragg.